In the last few videos, we have discussed about the loop, what is for loop, what is do while loop, what is while loop. In this video, we'll discuss about the switch case. Let's start. Let's understand that what is switch case and why do we need switch case. We have already discussed about the if else, else if, else. Switch case is kind of same. So what switch case does? It evaluates the expression. If your condition is true, it will execute the respective block. So how to write the code of switch case? Let's start. In switch case, the first thing you have to keep in mind that you have to use a keyword that is called switch, and within switch you have to pass a parameter and the respective block of that parameter will be executed. So how to write a switch case? At first you have to write switch, and within that you have to put the parameter. What parameter will put? Suppose we want to print the respective day. So the day 1 is Sunday, day 2 is Monday, day 3 is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We'll write a code which will give us the respective date. At first, what do we have to write? We'll write int date, and within that, suppose I am writing 8. Now you have to pass this date within the switch. Now I am writing date equals to suppose 3. Now you have to write the respective case for this date. For date 1, case 1, that is system.out.println Sunday. Another thing is, after writing your case, you have to put a break. Every time you have to put a break. So why do we need break? I'll talk about that later. Break. So within case you will write your required code, and after every case you have to put a break. Now I am writing case 2, that will be your Monday. Case 3, that is your Tuesday, and it will go like that. I've written Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so I've written Friday, sorry, Friday, and Saturday. So these are the respective case that we have written. So what is the date? The date is 3. At first your date will go to the switch and it will find the respective case for your date. Case 1 will not be executed, case 2 will not be executed, so it will go to case 3, case 3 will be executed. So let me compile this code and let's see the output. We have compiled that successfully and we are getting the date, that is Tuesday. Now I am writing 6. I am writing 6. So what output we'll get? You just pause this video and write in the chat section. At first it will check that 1 is not equals to 6, 2 is not equals to 6, case 3 is not equals to 6, case 4 is not equals to 6, case 5 is not equals to 6. So it will print the Friday. Let me compile this code. And we are getting Friday. And so if you write suppose 7, what output will get? You can assume that the output will get, that is Saturday. So what if I put 101? 101 doesn't exist, right? Now if I compile this, then what we'll get? We'll get nothing, because that case doesn't exist. For that we have to put a default case. So what this default case stands for? At last you have to write this default case. I'm writing default, then we'll write invalid date. Let me compile this code. The output we'll get, that is invalid date. This is how our switch case works. And another thing is, after default you don't need to put any break. So what break statement does, it will only execute that respective case. So suppose if I am writing 1 and I don't put this break over here, okay, so at first it will execute 1, then it will keep on executing the respective case. Okay, so this is bit confusing. See, the output will get that is Sunday and Monday. So where it will hit the break, then it will stop. So if I also remove this break, so it will print up to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. See, it's printing up to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So if I write 3 over here, at first it will hit this Tuesday, then it will not find any break, then it will keep on printing the next case, that is Wednesday. So let's see the output. See, what is the output we are getting? That is Tuesday and Wednesday. In this video, we have discussed about the switch case. In switch case, the first thing is you have to declare the switch. Within the switch, you have to pass the parameter and you have to write the respective case. After every case, you have to put the break statement, and at last you have to put the default condition for the exception cases. So after every cases, you have to put the break. If you don't put break, it will keep on executing the other cases. So this is how our switch case works. In the next video, we'll start with the array. See you in the next video.